Hello everyone and welcome back to Magical World Reactions. In this video today we are checking out the video titled Why Are There So Many Different Names for Germany? So obviously Germany in English is pronounced Germany, but in German it's called Deutschland. In Spanish I believe it's called Alemania. I might have said that completely wrong, but it has many different names in many different languages. But the question is, why is that? So I'm going to find out today about why it has so many different names. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section below if you know this or if you don't. But it's going to be very interesting.
Why are there so many different names for Germany? Germany, Allemagne, Tyskland, Saxe, Niemce, Deutschland.
So many names.
So many names for one country. So many names that are all so different from each other. How did this happen? The first name for the region was Germania and was given by the Romans. They named it after a fierce tribe they fought against near the Rhine River there called the Germani. The Romans managed to eventually conquer most of Western Europe, but they never had control over Germania. The Latin language spread through the empire, but the tribes in Germania kept on speaking in Germanic ways.
Oh.
In the 5th century, some of the Germanic tribes there went on the move, marching all over Europe and playing a large role in the eventual fall of the Roman Empire. One of those tribes, the Franks, ended up taking over Gallia, but the Roman language and culture there was very well entrenched, and the conquering Franks were absorbed into it. What started as Frankland became Francia and eventually France. There were various Germanic tribes next door to France in Germania, but the one they had the most contact with and the most battles with were the nearby Alemanni. So the French came to call the whole area over there Allemagne. Spain and Portugal followed suit. Germany's own name for itself, Deutschland, came about around the 8th century. They didn't see themselves as Germani or Alemanni, but as just people. Their language wasn't Latin, that churchy, scholarly one over there, but the regular one, the one of the people. They called it Theodisk, which was the word for of the people.
Oh.
Theodisk became the word Deutsch in German, Tysk in the Scandinavian languages, and Tedesco in Italian.
Okay, this video is a lot more complex than I was really expecting, but it's so interesting. So Deutschland kind of means like people land, obviously, and they're the different tribes like Germania. This video is so interesting. I would never expected this.
The Finns and Estonians, speaking a non-Germanic, totally different kind of language, took another approach, calling the area after yet another Germanic tribe, the Saxons.
Oh, the Saxons.
In English, Theodisk became Dutch, but we just used it for those Germanic-speaking people that were closest to us in the Netherlands. Meanwhile, the Slavs to the east had their own idea about the differences between what they spoke and their Western neighbors did. They based their name for German on the word for mute or incomprehensible muttering.
So look how different that is.
In other words, Germans were those people over there who don't speak right. Calling foreigners people who can't talk right has a long history.
That is quite offensive. I mean,
the
now,
ancient Greeks used the same approach when talking about tribes who did not speak like them. They called them barbaros, from a word meaning blah, blah, blah. And that's where we get the word barbarian.
Barbarian? What?
Germanic people had their own word for foreigners, Valhaz, which they applied to people who spoke Celtic languages.
Welsh.
And is where the word Gaul and Welsh comes from. Is that the origin of the words for Germany in Latvia and Lithuania? Do Vatsia and Vokietia come from an old word for incoherent babbling? Or maybe the name of an ancient Germanic tribe they encountered? Nobody really knows. But it's not really a surprise that it's so different. Germany, large, full of tribes, smack dab in the middle of everything, had to take on names from all sides. The current state of affairs leaves a whole history of neighborly and sometimes not so neighborly interaction on display. And that's the story of the many names of Germany. Ugh, sorry. Deutschland.
Okay, so that video did kind of answer my question about why it has so many different names in different languages, like the tribes and stuff. And they're just like, we're just people, man. So they called it Deutschland in their own language. But in Spanish, still like Alemania. And yeah, that's really interesting, actually. I like that a lot because I always wonder, because Deutschland is very different to Germany, like the spelling, pronunciation. And Alemania is very different to both of them. So that is always something I wondered, so this video definitely did clarify it to me. If you're from Germany, you probably already know this, but I did learn something new today. So if you guys want more reaction videos like this, drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.